Good morning from the beautiful NCL Getaway. In today's adventure, we are having a day at sea. It is Easter Sunday. We are going to go around the ship and see what special happenings they have for Easter and for families. There's an Easter egg hunt. I hear the Easter bunny showing up, so stay tuned and we'll show you what a sea day is like on the NCL Getaway. So just a little directional finding. We are in the aft. Over here is Spice H2O, and it is adults and 18 and over only from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And right outside of it is Entourage, which is the teen club. And then the American Diner is down this way, as well as the arcade, where our little guy has spent a lot of time. So we're just going to take a quick look around the adults area. Here's American Diner, but you would have to use the outdoor entrance. So you would go out, make a left by the arcade, and there's an entrance there for the American Diner if it's open. So this area is free. There's no cost to it. There are, like I said, adults only. A few loungers out here. It's nice and quiet. Oh my goodness. So quiet. Loving it. Okay, so we have left Spice H2O and we are going past the video arcade. This is where the little guy spends all of our time and money. And we go right. We are at the American Diner Cafe. And we've also found the jogging track here. So we are going around the jogging track just once, so I can show you what it looks like. I don't know that we go around the entirety of the ship, but you do see the water slides here. The jogging track does not go around the entirety of the ship. It's the main pool. Okay, so the Vibe Beach Club is still a thing. It's paid admission to Vibe for the entirety of your cruise. And what happens in there is you just have plusher lounge chairs. These are the standard lounge chairs. These are the Vibe lounge chairs. They're cushy. There are umbrellas back here. And I believe there's probably a pool back there as well. And then this is the uttermost top of the ship. I guess the fact that these areas are not busy tells us that the ship is not at full capacity. And this gives us a look into the Haven private sun area. You can see they have the same types of lounge chairs as over in Vibe. Okay, coming down from the uppermost area of the sun deck there, we have Vibe over here, and it shares half a deck with the Haven. Looking at how empty Vibe is, that tells you either people don't want to pay for the pleasure of Vibe, or the ship is not crowded enough to warrant the use of Vibe. The thing I would say about being all the way up at the top is today is a very windy day, so you just have to be prepared for that. Okay, we are back on the jogging track, and it is a very small jogging track. It only covers not even half the length of the ship. To go around quite a few times to get your steps in. You may be better off downstairs on the treadmill or a bike. Okay, and just like that, we are back at the video arcade, and I have to go back down to Splash Academy to check on the kidlet. I promised him I would check on him in a half an hour, and the half an hour is just about up. I'll let you know how he's liking it. It's his first time in. Just to help you out, we are headed back to the Splash Academy, as I mentioned, and the way that you find your way if you are in the corridors, the blue carpet leads you to the Splash Academy on either side of the ship. You just come on out, and we're going to turn left, and there's the Splash Academy. Okay, when he came in, they made him Purell his hands, and then he went upstairs. We are picking him up. He says that all of the video game consoles are being used. And so he was just sitting there. So we found the board game area. It's here in Moderno. And we got here in time to grab a set of checkers. So we're going to play a game or two of checkers. And then we're going to see what else there is to do. Okay, I was looking for the library, and it turns out that the library and the card room are all one and the same. So if you're looking for the library, it is the card room, and it's just past the Illusionarium. And today's towel animal is a bunny wunny. The first Easter activity that we took part in was the arts and crafts. This particular activity took place in the atrium. You went down to the atrium, they gave you a piece of paper and some crayons, and you sat down and followed the origami instructions to make yourself an Easter bunny. We took part in this particular activity while we waited for lunch in O'Sheehan's. While we did have lunch at O'Sheehan's on this day, Paul was the only one that had something a little bit different. He had the lechon asado.
The lechon asado is really good, and this is really seasoned well.
So here we are online for the Easter egg hunt. I have to say, first impressions is that this is disorganized chaos. There are people just crowded in the stairwells. Okay, now that chaos is over, let me tell you how I really feel about it. It was billed as an Easter egg hunt, and then it was obvious that there would be a picture with the Easter bunny at the very end. As you can see from the pictures and some of the video, everyone was told to meet at the Splash Academy, which is forward on 2 levels, deck 12 and deck 13. They asked everyone to meet on deck 13. There were people crowded right outside of the Splash Academy doors, in the stairwells going up to 14, coming down to 12, in the hallways on 13 leading towards the Splash Academy. And then when they finally let us into the Splash Academy, there was no real clear direction. It was bad, y'all. We were given these little slips of papers that had the clues on them. We were told at that moment to just work in groups of 3 families. No one organized the fact that you needed to be in 3 families. That was not communicated prior. One of the clues was on the pool deck. The pool deck, of course, was wet. Well, not of course, you don't know this. It started to rain, so the pool deck was wet and slippery, and everyone's looking for the candy basket. There was no one manning the candy baskets except at clue 5 maybe, which was up at the rope course, and down at the Easter Bunny. There was no one there, so people were digging in, taking handfuls of candy and not thinking about people behind them. We were told to take pictures at every clue spot, and there would be a special prize at the end. So we take the time to stop and take the pictures, and there is no special prize at the end. So we just land in a not organized clump of people. Luckily, we picked the right side of the stage down in the atrium. I would not do it again. The only reason why I stuck with it is when we asked the little guy, do you really want to do this? He said yes. I will also note that they did not ask for room numbers when they took those pictures. So I don't know how you're supposed to find your kid's picture. Don't do this. Not worth it. Our next Easter activity takes us to the Illusionarium and Broadway Unplugged. Broadway Unplugged was amazing. We highly suggest that you go and see this show. We were on a 10-day cruise, so the show ran twice during our time aboard the ship. On a 7-day cruise, it may run once, may run twice. Please make sure to check your dailies for this. Run, do not walk to this show. It is absolutely amazing. The cast in this show are also the cast that you will see in the $1 Million Quartet. After seeing Broadway Unplugged, we went to dinner at Savor. The items on the menu were very much Easter-based and Easter-focused, so there were some more traditional items on the menu like ham and lamb. Here's a quick look and a sampling of the appetizers and some of the entrees that were available on the menu that evening. We decided not to have dessert this evening, but really enjoyed our meal. Let's talk about it a little bit more. For dinner that evening, I had the grilled salmon with shrimp. This was a really good dish. I can recommend this one. The sauce was great. There was a little baked potato with it. The flavors worked well together. There was even a little leek on the plate. I would highly recommend this one. It was a really good dish. Mom got the ham and the sweet potatoes. She was happy to see that this was an option on the menu. She said that everything on her dish was really good, and she was happy to have a traditional Easter dinner. Paul had the lamb and said that it was really very good. He said it was seasoned very well and reminded him very much of the pernil that he had at lunch. also want to tell you that the arcade is paying off. That's an overstatement. The little guy won 1,000 tickets today at the arcade, him and his dad. So he's really excited about that. I will tell you, we're gonna put in some pictures of the different prizes that you have to win there. There is, it's really $5, $7 prizes for the most. Like a deck of Uno cards costs something like 500 tickets. But the kids love it. It's fun, it's part of their vacation. He's got the goal of reaching about 2,000 tickets so he can get whatever the 2,000 ticket prize is. Stay tuned for tomorrow, where we will visit the Bahamas in Nassau. Going to take you around the ship with us again tomorrow because we don't get in until 1. We have dinner at Le Bistro tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. We hope that you found some information helpful to you in today's video. Please remember to like, share, turn on the notification bell so that you know when the next adventure begins. And no matter where your next adventure takes you, we hope that you enjoy the journey. Bye now.